Shalom, Ms. Bakar.
Shalom.
So happy everybody is here and join with us on this as we commemorate this Passover feast, celebrating Pasach uh, as the Most High have enjoined it to us. And it's such a barakah to be here with everybody. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
All right, hallelujah. Um, so, yeah, I'm extremely happy here to be here. This set apart for the set apart feast. All right, we're gonna get started. So we're gonna get into the text here, and we're just gonna read a little bit about the Pesach so that we have a better understanding of it for those who do not. All right, we're gonna start with Exodus chapter 11, and
I think we got time to cover how our ancestors actually ended up in Egypt.
Khan. Yeah, we can definitely get into that. So actually, we can start with
Let's see. I want to say you're right. Let me see what I had in my notes.
Okay.
I actually Genesis 45 is where I had started, and we got a little bit of time. Just a background story for the most part. And this is the book of Genesis, Bereshit, chapter 45, beginning at verse 1. And I might jump around a little bit just where you all can actually figure out what was going on. And I said 45, but yeah, I'll start there.
Okay.
So, our ancestor Joseph, he finds himself in Egypt. But beginning at verse 1, then Joseph could not refrain himself before them that stood by him, and he cried and caused every man to go out from me. And there stood no man with him, while Joseph made himself known unto his brethren. So we know that there was a famine in the land, and our patriarch Jacob, who was also known as Israel, has sent his sons out, his 11 sons, and actually sent them out twice. This second time, it's all of the brothers with him. He's got Benjamin with him as well, and they're standing before their brother Joseph, as Joseph also said it was going to happen. Remember, he had a dream where he said 11 stars were going to come forth and bow down to him, right? So continuing. And he wept aloud, and the Egyptians and the house of Pharaoh heard. And Joseph said unto his brethren, I am Joseph. Do my father yet live? And his brethren could not answer him, for they were troubled at his presence. And Joseph said unto his brethren, Come near to me, I pray you. And they came near, and he said, I am Joseph, your brother, whom you sold into Egypt. So this is how our patriarch Joseph enters into the land of Egypt, or Mizraim. It was through bondage. Likewise, we find ourselves in bondage here in this country as well. Indeed.
Scattered to the four quarters, actually.
Indeed.
Yes, indeed.
All right. I'm going to jump down a little bit. Want to jump down to where the brothers are actually given the land of Goshen, is what I'm looking for.
Okay.
And it might be in the next chapter, but
Chapter 46, verse 28.
Khan, appreciate you, right?
Hallelujah.
And you know what? I'm gonna start before that, but what was that verse again?
28.
28. All right. I'm gonna start at verse 1, just so we know who all is there. Is traveling into Mizraim or Egypt.
Okay.
All right. chapter 46 of Bereshit, Genesis, beginning at verse 1. And Israel took his journey with all that he had and came to Beersheba and offered sacrifices unto the power of his father Isaac. And the power spake unto Israel in the vision of the night and said, Jacob, Jacob. And he said, Here am I. And he said, I am the power of thy father. Fear not to go down into Egypt, for I will there make thee a great nation. You know, speaking about our patriarchs and even speaking about us as well. You know, this is where our origins as a nation come out of Egypt, right? Verse 4, I will go down with thee into Egypt, and will also surely bring thee up again, and yourself shall put his hands upon thy eyes. And Jacob arose up from Beersheba, and the sons of Israel carried Jacob, their father, and their little ones, and their wives in wagons which Pharaoh had sent to carry him. And he took their cattle and their goods which they had gotten in the land of Canaan, and they came into Egypt. Jacob and all his seed with him, his sons and his sons' sons with him, his daughters and his sons' daughters. All his seed brought he with him into Mizraim. All right, so verses 8 through 18 go through all the way down to verses 25. It talks about all of Jacob's sons and his daughters and all of their sons. But jumping down to verse 25, these are the sons of Bilhah, which Laban gave unto Rachel, his daughter, and she bare these unto Jacob. All the souls were 7, so talking about Bilhah. All right, verse 26. All the souls that came with Jacob into Egypt, which came out of his loins, besides Jacob's sons' wives, all the souls were 66. And the sons of Joseph, which were born in him in Egypt, were 2 souls. All the souls of the house of Jacob, which came into Egypt, were 70. So 70 souls out of 70 people going into Mizraim. Okay. You know, it ends up being a mighty nation. And you said that, Mikael, what verse you say that was?
28.
28. All right. And he sent Yehuda before him unto yourself to direct his face unto Goshen. And they came into the land of Goshen. So this is how our ancestors found themselves in the land of Egypt. I just wanted to give a quick breakdown of how we actually ended up there.
Kind. So we'll go over to Exodus chapter 12. All right, and go ahead and pick that up at verse 1 out if you want.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 12, beginning at verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moshe and Aaron in the land of Mizraim, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you.
All right, so pause right there, if you will. So that's where we are right at this moment. This was the first month of the year, Abib, when the spring really began to, when the life started to spring forth. That's how we keep the new year. This was our new year. And so this being the 14th day, let's read on down. Continue, if you will.
Verse 3. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, In the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for a house. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of souls. Every man, according to his eating, shall make your count for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats.
Okay, so the instruction, of course, as we just read, is to take a lamb, and basically we can share it if it's not enough or if it's too much for one house. You can share it with your neighbor. It can be from the sheep or from the goats. So lamb or goat, either one are acceptable. Continue if you will.
Verse 6. And ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in evening.
Now, this is actually a picture of Mashiach. When you read this verse, number 6 here, you shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. That's exactly how Hamashiach was put to death, and we know he rose again, and hallelujah. So
Hallelujah.
let's continue. Go ahead.
All right, verse 7. And they shall take of the blood and strike it on the 2 side posts and on the upper doorposts of the houses, wherein they shall eat it. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Eat it not, Slakia. Eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water, but roast with fire his head with his legs, and with the pertinence thereof. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning. And that which remaineth of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire. And thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand. And ye shall eat it in haste. It is Yahweh's Passover.
All right, that's it right there. Go ahead.
I didn't hear it when you read it, but there was an interesting point in verse 6 that the whole assembly and the congregation, Yasharel, shall kill it at twilight.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference between evening and twilight.
So twilight is like,
this is right now what twilight is.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the in between before it gets dark.
Okay.
So that was a very important point. And when you see Yeshua, who was killed in the 9th hour,
Mm-hmm.
which is 3 o'clock, his body is prepared. This is the same time in which his body was prepared.
At the same time, friend. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Rise up. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. I believe, are you reading for the Sefer or?
Right now, this is a
New KJV. Okay.
but that is in the Hallelujah version.
Okay. Yeah. Familiar with someone with that. We believe on.
We stopped at verse. Verse 11.
Yeah, Okay, so yeah, we'll go into unleavened bread as well, which we will start at evening tomorrow. Unfortunately, we won't be here for that, but definitely we'll read over it so you all can understand exactly what it is that's required, and so we can fulfill that portion. So continue if you will, Aki.
All right, Con. You want to Exodus 12 and 12?
Con.
All right. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse 12. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the mighty ones of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am Yahweh. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the houses where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you, when I smite the land of Egypt. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it a feast of Yahweh throughout your generations. Ye shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever.
So that means we should do this continually and throughout these generations. So I don't have to reiterate that, but I did anyway. Let's go ahead and keep going.
God. Verse 15. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your houses. For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel.
So the Most High was very serious in this matter. After tomorrow, we cannot eat unleavened bread or leavened bread for the next 7 days. So anything you have that has leaven, yeast, baking soda, or anything of that nature, that is not for consumption during this time. You should have the leaven already out of your residence. And if you don't, then you definitely need to get that accomplished. So continue on.
Come. Let's see,
16.
verse 16. And in the first day there shall be a holy convocation, and in the seventh day there shall be a holy convocation to you. No manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat.
So,
That only may be done of you.
okay. So, what it's saying is that tomorrow is going to be a Sabbath, much like the regular Sabbath that we observe on a weekly basis. And the last day of that, the seventh day is also going to be a Sabbath. So basically, we got double Sabbaths coming up: Sabbath tomorrow, and then of course Sabbath on the Sabbath day, and the same for the next week. We'll have the Sabbath of the last of unleavened bread, and then we'll have the regular Sabbath that we observe.
Come. And you know, that first day of unleavened bread, it's where we had the idea of a Good Friday from, because we knew, you know, from the scriptures that the Sabbath drew nigh, so they took the king off the cross.
Okay.
And you know, we just, when we were in the dark for the most part, we figured that Sabbath that they were speaking about was the weekly Sabbath, but in fact, it was that first day of unleavened bread.
Right.
It was indeed, yes. So go ahead and continue.
All right, verse 18. In the first month, on the 14th day of the month at evening, ye shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at even. 7 days shall there be no leaven found in your houses, for whosoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he be a stranger or born in the land. Ye shall eat nothing leavened. In all your habitations shall ye eat unleavened bread. Then
Okay, we can pause right there. So just reiterating again, having that leaven out and not consuming that leaven over these the next 7 days from tomorrow. So keep that in mind. We even have unleavened wine because you know, even the wine in this strange land has strange leaven in it. So, and the leaven represents sin, which is why we're getting it out. So we're going to stop there and go to Leviticus chapter 23. All right, pick it up at verse 1, if you will.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 1. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feast of Yahweh, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my feasts. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest, a holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of Yahweh in all your dwellings. These are the feasts of Yahweh, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. In the 14th day of the first month at evening is Yahweh's Passover. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto Yahweh. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread. In the first day ye shall have a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh. What was I? I was
8.
All right. But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh 7 days. In the 7th day is a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
So anytime it says holy convocation, that's a Sabbath. So those particular days are we not to work and to treat those like the 7-day Sabbath. So continue on.
Verse 9. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest. And he shall weigh the sheaf before Yahweh, to be accepted for you. And on Salakia. On the morrow, after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it. And ye shall offer that day, when ye wave the sheaf, a he lamb without blemish of the first year, for a burnt offering unto Yahweh. And the meat offering thereof shall be 2/10 deals of fine flour mingled with oil, and an offering made by fire unto Yahweh for a sweet savor. And the drink offering thereof shall be of wine, the 4th part of a hin. And ye shall eat neither bread, nor parched corn, nor green ears, until the self same day that
Pasach, Mark, go ahead.
And I read Matthew.
Are you going to read Matthew as well? Okay, we can do that. What chapter?
26.
Matthew 26.
Okay. Oh, the
The celebration of Passover.
Okay.
It looks like it's going. Yeah.
Okay.
To Yahusha.
Okay.
So, verse 1.
All right, Con. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 26, verse 1.
You want to start there, or you want to start with 17?
Con, we can do that. Well, just where they kind of have context of what's going on.
Okay.
Yep. And we got we got the time.
Yeah, we got some time.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 26, verse 1. And it came to pass, when Yahushua had finished all these sayings, he said unto his disciples, Ye know that after 2 days is the feast of the Passover, and the Son of Man is betrayed to be crucified. So I definitely wanted to read those 2 verses right there, because, you know, our King and our Savior is pretty much telling what's going on and what the season was. You know, it wasn't what's going to be going on this Sunday. Right. It wasn't that. That's not why they were in the land, in Jerusalem at the time.
Yes, it did.
All right. Verse 3. Then assembled together the chief priests and the scribes and the elders of the people unto the palace of the high priest, who was called Caiaphas, and consulted that night, and consulted that they might take Yahushua by subtlety and kill him. But they said, Not on the feast day, lest there be an uproar among the people. Now when Yahushua was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, To what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When Yahushua understood it, he said unto them, Why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you. Let's see, verse 12. For ye,
Well, I think it was a 10.
okay, God. When Yahushua understood it, he said unto them, Why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in that she poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this, that this woman have done, be told for a memorial of her.
Okay.
You know?
Go ahead, you got
No, well, I was just gonna say we're reading about it now.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yeah, so she put that women on the Messiah, and it's ironic because the irony of it to me is that she had it, and it didn't have anything to do with the disciples, but yet they had indignation about it,
Right.
and Hamashiach set them straight and told them, this is for his burial, so making their minds ready, making them ready for his murder and kind. So let's continue.
All right, I'm gonna jump down to verse 17. Now, the first day of the feast of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Yahushua, saying unto him, Where wilt thou that we prepare for thee to eat the Passover? And he said, Go into the city to such a man, and say unto him, The master saith, My time is at hand. I will keep the Passover at thy house with my disciples. And the disciples did as Yahushua had appointed them, and they made ready the Passover. Now when the even was come, he sat down with the 12, and as they did eat, he said, Verily I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me. And they were exceedingly sorrowful, and began every one of them to say unto him, Master, is it I? And he answered and said, He that dippeth his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me. The Son of Man goeth as it is written of him. But woe unto that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It had been good for that man if he had not been born. Then Judas, which betrayed him, answered and said, Master, is it I? He said unto him, Thou hast said. And as they were eating, Yahushua took bread. Or y'all want me to get into that a little bit later when we get ready to break the bread? Or you want me to go ahead and bring it out now?
We can go ahead.
All right.
Yeah.
Verse 26. And as they were eating, Yahushua took bread and blessed it and brake it and gave it to the disciples and said, Take, eat, this is my body. And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, Drink ye all of it, for this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remissions of sins. But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. All right.
Praise Yah.
Hallelujah. Was it?
Yeah, I got a point.
Oh, go ahead.
In the Igbo culture,
Mm-hmm.
when they doing a ceremony or a covenant, it's in one cup, so it's not individual cups.
Oh, okay.
Here.
Okay.
They pass it around to all 12, and they all drunk from the same cup,
Mm-hmm.
making that a covenant for everybody to drink from the cup.
Okay. Praise Yah.
Hallelujah. Let's see.
Yeah, I think that's it there. As far as the text goes, anybody got anything else you want to see it? Okay. All right. So everybody got an understanding of what we're doing here this evening.
Right.
Praise Yah. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and get busy and happy Pasach, everybody.
Shalom, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.